Hello, everybody. Welcome to Political Football. My name is Dave. I'm here with Scott and Cleve. Cleve, welcome.
Oh.
Cleve, can you hear us? You can definitely see us. Oh, there he is. Okay, excellent. So it's going to be the NFL Week 6 review show. We got a bunch to talk about here, starting with we're not going to start with, but we're going to touch on the Jets 0-6 for sure at some point. Lions had a bad week, so everybody on this show was just in a great mood, I'm sure. But I do actually want to start with something about the Lions, not about the game specifically, about the end of the game. The fight between Brian Branch and Juju Smith-Schuster and a bunch of other Kansas City Chiefs. And Brian Branch has come out and said that he should not have punched Juju and he got a one-game suspension. I think that's fair. But my question for you, Scott, and Cleve, when he does come back, is this. Brian Branch is not known as Brian by his peoples, right? Like his cousins and friends do not call him Brian, do they?
I would not think so.
He has got to have some kind of other name. I mean, that dude is just too high strung, too willing to throw hands, and has been forever. I just can't imagine that Brian Branch, like when he goes home for Thanksgiving, all his cousins, like, oh, hey, cousin Brian is here. He got to be a nuck or a pookie or a stomach ache, smoke, right? Brian cannot be what he goes by.
He is definitely a guy who acts upon the things that most other people just talk about. Right? Like,
yes.
Oh, if that happened to me, I'd be throwing hands. No, you wouldn't. But he does.
Yeah. Yes. It's funny. My mom sent me a message later that night and she was like, what the hell is that with Brian Branch? The Lions look like sore losers. And I didn't know any of the situation at the time, but I said, I don't think people think the Lions are sore losers, and knowing that it was Juju that got punched, I'm sure he said something.
Yeah.
And then it comes out that, Mahomes was taunting him. Juju kept blocking him in the back repeatedly. No flags. And
yeah,
Brian Branch decided to handle that. Cleve, my question for you is this. Given that we know you shouldn't go around punching opposing players because you're going to get suspended and whatever, are there times on the football field where sometimes you just got to swing on somebody? Cleve, are you with us? You might be on a bit of a delay. Oh, there he goes again. Scott, you can answer.
Well, I think absolutely. But, sometimes the consequences are what they are. We don't see it all the time in football. I mean, we have seen some stuff. You remember the Andre Johnson, Cortland Finnegan brawl, right?
Yes.
That sounds like that's something that needed to happen.
Yeah.
I think there are times when we all have to remember that these people are crazy. Like NFL players are crazy, and college players. These people are. There's a level of nuttiness that comes along with the concept of I'm willing to put myself on TV and potentially get beat a bunch, but I'm willing to do it. There's a level of craziness in that, so I don't think it just seems it's a little unreasonable, I think, for average fan to try to project themselves into what Brian Branch might have been feeling in that moment. It is what it is. Was it worth the game? No, you don't want to miss this game, but what are we going to do about it?
I think if you told Brian Branch before he swung that he would get exactly one game, I think he swings twice.
Probably. Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. I think that's kind of what Brian Branch's vibe is. That's what he's all about.
Yeah.
He is a very physical player. He is definitely. I honestly, I think that with him in that scenario, I think he was more frustrated at the officiating than he was the player than he was Juju Smith-Schuster. You remember back to the Green Bay game, right? And him flipping off the fans, just losing his mind at the officials who kicked him out of that game.
Yeah.
So I guess it's just a multifaceted problem. He can't show his emotions like that because it's obvious whatever it was got under his skin. do teams go out of their way going forward to be a little on the dirty side with him? Maybe that's a problem. That's a long-term, that's something that they're going to have to deal with in the long term to get him under control. Like, you got to control your emotions.
Personally, after I watched him go through Isaiah Pacheco to deck Juju and ragdoll him, unless I'm Trent Williams, I don't think I'm going to try to get under Brian Branch's skin. I think I might just let that man be.
Yeah, that's what you and I would do. But the wide receiver who is willing to hit him between the numbers and the back, Cleve, you good?
Yeah, I was having some issues with my desktop, so I'm on my phone. Hopefully it doesn't, guys can hear me good.
Yeah, no, we got you.
Yeah.
You sound okay. So Cleve, I was setting you up to talk about the times it's appropriate on a football field to swing on an opponent, because most of the time it's not. Most of the time it's like, just calm down. I was going to bring up the Myles Garrett, Mason Rudolph situation, in which case, because see, at the time it wasn't confirmed that Mason Rudolph said what it sounds like he probably said.
Mm-hmm.
So at the time I was not happy with Myles Garrett for swinging a helmet at him because it was so dangerous. But honestly, I think that's okay.
I think the helmet would probably be a little extreme for just somebody calling you a name. But to answer your question, the first part of your question, the only way I would react to something is if you guys were my teammates and someone clipped you or something, took your knees out or cheap shotted you guys. That kind of par for the course stuff, I would say is justifiable to hit another person. But within the confines of the game, you have all the time in the world during the game to cheap shot a guy and get that. At the end, it's bad sportsmanship. It's a primetime game. People are watching. You're on brand. It's not a good look. I don't know what was said or what triggered him to do that, but the only way I would hit an opponent would be if the game is over. I remember the Teddy Bridgewater hit when he was with Miami.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was who the player was. He was sliding and the guy knocked him out cold. Right. And I can't remember if any teammates came to his defense, but that would be something where I would probably, if a guy stood over a teammate that he knocked out, I probably would have some kind of feelings about something like that.
Yeah. So I actually thought, now that I know the situation and I know that Juju was cheap shotting and running his mouth, he always runs his mouth. I mean, that's kind of his thing. And then I saw the Mahomes taunting Brian Branch after the touchdown.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think Brian Branch just walking up on Juju and punching him directly in the face, squared up, is better than cheap shotting him during the game.
Yeah.
I don't think either are good necessarily. But I feel it's just more like you take your cheap shots and I'm just going to.
I mean, if they're going to look at a guy for spitting on a guy, right? The Eagles player that's like, what do you think a punch is going to do? Like, you might be going for a game we need you for, right?
Yeah.
And that may be the strategy to get him out for the next team.
Yeah.
Give them a loss. So it's hard to say in the moment what you would do, what you wouldn't or would do. But being smart, being a professional in that moment, you got to keep your head because, again, it's probably going to be, I don't know what the suspension is going to be, but I think, didn't Baker get fined like $40-something thousand last week or week before?
They all get fined crazy amounts of money all the time for.
Yeah. Baker just got fined like $46,000 or something like that for whatever he did to somebody last week. So I'm pretty sure there's going to be a big fine and maybe a suspension, like a game.
The game is official. He did get suspended for the upcoming Monday night game against the Bucs.
It's appealed.
Is that without pay? Usually?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. So
and get fined. That's great.
Yeah. So it's one of those things where I don't condone it, and I don't think he should have done it. But damn it, do I understand it?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I guess you could say that.
I get where he's coming from. Okay.
Perhaps the Lions should have taken him off the field for that last, victory formation for the Chiefs.
Yeah. Yeah, that probably would have been a good idea.
Again, that's hindsight thinking. Who knows,
But it's good to know going forward.
Yeah. Yeah. Dave, you're muted. Okay. So, Cleve, have you ever lit somebody up playing football like that? Has it ever happened for you?
No. I mean, I've had teammates get into it and do stuff,
Yeah.
but I personally never done that. I was one of those players that actually felt like after the game, we were back. There's nobody I hated or a school that I hated. We were back to being whatever because we just shared the feel of battle, that kind of thing. So
Yeah.
I never felt like beyond the game to feel any kind of way or anything like wins or losses. I never because I was happy to make it off the field in one piece. Like I was always like, hey, you know what? No broken bones,
Yeah.
no ligaments torn. I'm good. You know, so no, I've seen teammates get into it. I told you guys it may have told Dave probably offline years ago, but in my day, bounties were a thing. Like you got $50,
Yeah.
$100.
Yeah.
You know, hey, tweak the shoulder here or take them low. You know, like, and we're 16, 17-year-old kids, and it's like you want to get that contact on your helmet, and you want to say that you got in the game, but you want to get the little bounty going too. So yeah, crazy.
Yeah, it was a different time.
Yeah, that's man. How old are you people?
Bounties? Come on, man. That's football.
Okay. Speaking of football, we're gonna go back to last Thursday night. Giants 34, Eagles 17.
Ooh.
As far as I know, Alex is not in the chat. I'm shocked by this. I figured he would be given this. So for the Eagles, they come out flat the week after blowing a second half lead. I mean, they look horrible. Jalen Hurts throws a lazy
He's here.
interception. Alex is here. He's here. Excellent. So Jalen Hurts throws an interception, lazy interception in the red zone, misses a wide open Devontae Smith for what would have been like a 70-yard touchdown. Those two plays really swung the game towards the Giants. Giants, on their own part, looked really good in this game. Definitely took advantage of the Eagles playing like absolute garbage. And the thing about this game was the nonstop, constant glazing of Jackson Dart and Cam Scadaboo by the broadcast team. Scadaboo I can see because the way that he plays the game is going to lend itself to quickly garnering a lot of fans.
Well, he's a walking billboard for CTE.
Yes.
Yeah, he's on a speed run. Yes,
that's a great way to put it.
So this is not my joke. I cannot remember who said it, so I apologize. Oh, it was Depressed Cowboys fan, I believe. Depressed Cowboys fan. Great TikTok account. He said Cam Scadaboo doesn't have CTE. CTE has Cam Scadaboo.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, that dude and those who watched him in college knew. Like, we watched him in college, dude played the exact same way, just absolutely out of his mind. The way he just lifted Zach Bond up off the ground. Like, I get it for the running back position. I get that. For the Jackson Dart stuff, I mean, it's been 3 games. Can we calm down a little bit? I know it's the Giants. I don't mean Alex. Like, Alex should be going crazy. Alex should be losing his mind for Jackson Dart. But, like, the announcers, that sort of thing, I couldn't tell if I was watching Jackson Dart or Patrick Mahomes.
But, Dart is doing things that it's exciting to watch him play football. I mean, he's doing some dumb stuff, too. Like, dude, you just ran for a first down. You do not need to launch yourself into defender's helmet. Like, you don't need to do that. But the excitement around and just the vibes around the way he plays and some of the stuff that he is doing, it's fun to watch.
He's literally saving their jobs. He's saving their jobs.
Well, that's the thing. So that's the next question I have on here is how many wins do the Giants need to have for Joe Shane, the GM, and Brian Daboll, the head coach, to keep their jobs? And I thought their magic number this year was going to be 7. I think it could be 6 now without Neighbors. But if everybody's just going to make up their minds already that Dart's just the man,
Dave, that ship has sailed.
Yeah,
it has sailed. He is the man.
Well, here's the thing. They're 2-4 now after this great performance against the Eagles. They're at Denver and then at Philadelphia. They're probably about to be 2-6.
Yeah.
So when that happens, are we like? Does the way that Dart plays the game keep up with the results when the results start turning back again?
But Cleve, what do you think?
I think today's point, it's a small sample size, but
Yeah.
to Scott's point, the guy creates a spark. And to my point, they're riding the hot hand right now. But reality's gonna set in real quick in the next couple of weeks. So they better win those games. But I agree with you, Dave. I think the magic number would be 6 games because of the neighbors. The neighbors buys them time because they're not at full throat. But I'm pretty sure they're gonna talk to him about that play Scott just mentioned. Like, hey man, we're gonna need you down the
Yeah.
stretch. You can't do that. Like
Yeah.
I get you're excited, but
Yeah.
leave it to
Well,
Scott to do that shit.
I think we saw that with Dable's sideline stuff around Dart going to the blue tent. Like,
Yeah.
it's very obvious they want nothing to do with Russell Wilson.
Did you guys see? Sorry to cut you, Scott. Did you guys see the AI video of that? When he's in the tent with the flashlight and they're asking him if he's okay, Dable comes in as Russell Wilson's on the field throwing a stinker. He's like, he's good. Get him back in. He's good.
He's
good.
fine.
Like,
The thing about this is just an opinion. So, I don't need to die on the hill or anything, but I don't think anybody expects the Giants to go to Denver or to play Denver, wherever that game is. I don't think anybody expects them to go into Philly and beat Philly. So I don't think that matters. I don't think it matters. It should, but I don't think it's
well, here's the thing. I don't think it matters either. Like, my point isn't anything about Jackson Dart per se. I'm not saying like, oh, this guy's secretly terrible, everybody's overreacting or anything. I'm saying everybody's overreacting too much to what they've seen, to where like they didn't lose to the Saints the week before. Like maybe we should see more than 3 games before deciding this guy is the next Baker Mayfield, because remember, Baker Mayfield was considered a bust for like 4 years.
But
this is
we
on
do
brand
such
for the
reactionary things, right? Like everybody wants a reactionary thing. Sorry, Cleve. Everybody wants a reactionary thing after 1 game, after 2 games, we need honestly the Dart conversation shouldn't be had this year. Maybe towards the middle or end of. I mean, he needs time.
I don't care if Stephen A. Smith gets on SportsCenter after the game of mouth farts, whatever he wants about Jackson Dart. I'm talking specifically about like the announcers of the game during the game, like the Chris Collinsworth, Pat Mahomes shtick.
Yeah, disturbing.
But for Jackson Dart in the game, like, but Al Michaels and Kirk Herbstreit, it was a bit much.
If you're from this region, and Matt and I talk about this all the time, it's on brand. Any a 2-game winning streak, these guys think they're going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But remember that one year that the Giants stunk it up and then they went to the Super Bowl.
And won.
Everyone's looking for that kind of action. So it's on brand for up there, because we saw it with the Knicks a couple of years ago when they beat Atlanta or whatever it was in the playoffs, and everyone was screaming. Then the next two games they dropped it and it was over. So this is kind of what the fan base is excited about, and reality's going to hit them. Let's talk about this again in week 10, week 11, and see how this is looking.
Right, and that's the thing that got me about the announcers in this game. It's not like Jigsaw is obviously an exciting, like the way he plays the game is exciting.
Yeah,
sure. Yeah. But when they were talking about Scadaboo, they were talking about the way that he plays. When they're talking about Dart, they're talking about him like he's got 3 Super Bowls in his immediate future, and that's the difference between the way the two were being talked about. It was just really jumping out, and honestly, it's because it's New York. Right.
Yes, I was going to say.
Obviously, that's a huge part of it. If you
guys both remember the Jaden Daniels stuff from last year, I know you both do.
Yeah,
he got, and rightly so. He was great last year, but some of it was because he could run and make plays, and it was exciting to watch some of the stuff he did with his feet. Dart's doing the same stuff.
Yeah,
they also went to the NFC title game.
What was that?
Yeah.
They also went to the NFC title game.
I don't have any recall of that. What happened there? I want to talk about it.
Like,
what happened?
Let's talk about Philly with the three in a row tush pushes or whatever. Whatever.
Yeah, great. Anybody complaining about that, get to sleep. Like, First of all, yes, the refs need to call the false starts. That's ridiculous. The officials need to call that. Once they hit those false starts, they can't run the play anymore. So please call the false starts. But other than that, if they want to run forward, pushes a row, fucking stop them. And if you can't stop them, stop whining about it. Got Micah Parsons being like, this is a football. Bro, just stop it. Just stop the play. And if you can't stop it, that's on you. Now, again, they are false starting still, and it's not getting called, and that is very frustrating. But that's not on the Eagles. That's on the refs. If the refs aren't going to call, the Eagles ain't cheating.
Yeah. It's been a bad little time here for the NFL and the brand in terms of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to call the false starting that you know is happening. You're not going to call players getting like their guards are literally offsides. They're in a illegal position to start the play. Then they leave early. You know it's happening, and you're not calling it. Yeah. I mean, if if the Lions had played Philly and some of that stuff went on, I'm sure Lions fans would lose their minds over it.
So
or anybody else, just.
But the thing is, it's the lack of calling the false starts. That's the issue with this play. Everything else about it is fine. Alex has a comment here that I want to touch on without veering into too much misogyny here. Your daughter has brought home trash boyfriends for a decade. The first guy with the job and manners looks like a husband, true, but sometimes that guy is him. That's Dart. Okay.
Wow.
Yes. However, in this scenario, it would be reasonable to stop trusting the daughter's evaluation of the men. So even when she brings home a guy who has a job and decent manners, it's probably like, well, what's the other shoe going to drop here? Because we've seen this consistent pattern in the past. So sure, if the Kansas City Chiefs, when they draft their next quarterback, or the Green Bay Packers draft their next quarterback, we could be like, okay, they draft good quarterbacks. When the Jets draft their next quarterback, we're going to be like, this guy probably sucks because the Jets can't evaluate quarterbacks. So in this case, given that the Giants keep missing over and over and over and over again, even though Dart does look better, the mere fact that it was the Giants that took him would be against it. So that analogy doesn't really hold up as an argument for him. And again, this take is nothing about Jackson Dart at all. It's about the glazing he's getting from supposedly neutral in-game announcers. I think it looks pretty good.
They have to pump it up. They have to make it exciting. Yeah. It is exciting. Yeah. Remember, too, like we're seeing the shambling corpse of like J.J. McCarthy in year 2 look great in a quarter and then look like a guy who's completely lost at times. And we're seeing C.J. Stroud look great in his rookie year. And now, so there's a lot of bad young quarterback play in the NFL. There just is. There's a stat that's out there. It's crazy. I think it starts with Trevor Lawrence. Maybe a year before him, but it's Lawrence who they burned year 1 with, and then it was
Bryce Young.
Bryce Young, certainly. But I shouldn't have brought this up.
Caleb Williams.
Zach Wilson.
Yeah, they all have year 0. It's like basically and now Cam Ward. All the coaches get fired in the first year, basically.
And then and here's this exciting, buzzworthy dude who's doing all this crazy shit, and he's a pretty boy, and blah blah blah, and all this stuff. I mean, I get it. It's fun to watch him play. It just is.
First of all you people look alike. I don't know that he's that pretty.
Listen, no, Dave, no. Me and Jackson Dart, nothing alike. No.
Whatever you say, Walter.
There you go.
It was just the coverage of it. Again, I think Jackson Dart looks good. I think he should have been drafted higher in the pre-draft process. But Paul made a good point offline where he said that Bryce Young at the end of last season looked better than Jackson Dart has at any point this season, and Bryce Young looks like trash again. Like, it's just not enough yet. It's just not. And also, Jackson Dart should not be as good as Jaden Daniels. Daniels went 2nd overall. Daniels should be better, faster. You would expect that, right? So I don't have a negative take on Jackson Dart specifically. I have a negative take on the coverage that he was receiving during this game, mainly because it was really annoying.
You probably need to buckle up because he is the chosen one, so to speak, right now.
I'm all here for the crash and burn in that case.
It's going to happen. And
like
he'll
because
resurrect himself, and
right,
it'll be
because odds are he will crash and burn, just because that's the odds are for any young quarterback, basically, right?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, if they want to way over prop him up, then I'm here for the content when
he's still muted. So
Yeah.
Dave, he's back.
it is new mic time. This mic is just getting way too sensitive to any sort of movement. It's new mic time. So, yeah, okay. We're gonna move on here to the next game. Broncos 13, Jets 11. Cleve, I normally ask you what happened with the Jets. I'm not even gonna bother this time, to be honest.
Yeah, I got thoughts.
Okay, go for it. Go ahead, Jets.
All right. Justin Fields can't play football. We are the three of us are civilians. Scott and I are technically almost senior citizens. Dave, you're kind of midlife crisis mode, heading towards.
I will be if this mic keeps it up.
The three of us stepping onto a NFL football field, I think we can get more than negative 10 yards. I think we can produce more. I think I can throw for at least 30, 40 yards in a series. I just don't think he can play football. I watched, you guys made me watch that game because you guys texted me. It was like, hey, you're watching. And then Scott kind of, hey, I feel good about this today.
I did.
Kiss of death, Scott.
I had vibes.
And
like I said, it just happened to be gas. It just, it was one or the other.
Yeah, but in all seriousness, I don't, he's not the answer. He's not a starter. I don't even think he's a backup. He might be a third stringer, or as Dave like to jettison people to the St. Louis Battlehawks, where he might be a second stringer there.
Nah, he would be the best player in XFL history.
So
yes.
Yeah, I was explaining this to somebody who doesn't watch football, and I said in any game, every team has 20 scripted plays or so they come out with. He looks lost in the scripted stuff that he's supposed to run, where it's already predetermined. He looks like he can't read what's in front of him. If the safeties bite, he loses his shit. He's like, oh my god, are they coming or are they going out? He just doesn't. He looks confused. That ain't on the coach. The coach, and I got words about that, but he's the guy on the field. And 9 sacks, bro. 9 sacks.
It's confusing to me what they did. I mean, so a bunch of sacks is a problem, especially for a guy as mobile as him. But
yes.
The last possession they had was so confusing.
Fake punt.
What did they need? They needed 7 yards.
5 yards. 5 yards, yeah.
Whatever it was. And you just let him run. I mean, he's so effective that way. Do not even I'm sure that they've been drilling into him. We want you to stay in the pocket and let our receivers get open, and we want you to be accurate and all that stuff. But situationally, in that moment, you just needed a few yards to attempt a game-winning field goal.
But he throws a hospital ball at the end of the game. I'm like, bro, you trying to get the guy murdered? You see the guy bearing down. That ball should have never been thrown to that spot, right? And that's what I'm talking about. He has no. Scott, help me out here. It's football awareness, acumen. I don't know the word to. I don't think
he's an anticipatory thrower.
Yes,
right?
but he's scared to
thrower.
Yes.
Yeah.
My guy's open. Now I'm going to rip a throw in there, as opposed to the better quarterbacks can throw a receiver open or throw it to where the receiver is going to be.
Yes, to a spot.
He's never been able to do that. But
which is why I think there are 3 situations which Justin Fields could be a productive starting NFL quarterback, or I should say a productive NFL quarterback. He wouldn't be starting in most of these situations. And I've officially given up on Justin Fields as being a future franchise starter. After this game. But one, he should go back up Lamar Jackson, so that if Lamar has to miss time, they can bring in Justin Fields to run the same offense and not Cooper Rush, right? Yeah. 2, he should go back up Justin Herbert with the Chargers, because Jim Harbaugh is a great quarterbacks coach. He can just spend all his time working on that. And if he has to play the game, Jim Harbaugh can switch to a 70% running offense if he had to. He probably would love to. He'd love the excuse, honestly.
So basically, sorry, Dave. Go ahead.
And then the third situation is he needs a situation he had at Ohio State where he has 47 all-pro wide receivers to throw to. Somebody is always open.
And he's never, like, you are never going to be pressured. You will never be hit. You will never be hurried. Just wait it out. Somebody
so the thing is,
open.
One of the things about not getting pressured, though, is your receivers getting open. And I would love to somehow run a simulation where we put Justin Fields on the Tua Dolphins with Tyreek and Jalen Waddle, where you get the two good wide receivers who can get open quick, but the bad offensive line. So when those plays break down and Tua gets turned into scrambled eggs, Fields can just take off. But then, like, you don't have to anticipate throwing the ball to Tyreek Hill. You just throw it to where he's going to run to. But I feel like he would have been a lot better in a situation like that. So I think there are situations where he can be successful, but he needs to get a lot better at being a quarterback. And he's only 26. He will be better when he's 30. But I think that Justin Fields is a strong bet to do the Geno Smith, Sam Darnold thing, where he disappears for a few years and then reemerges somewhere. And you're like, this dude's still in the league? This dude has 4,000 passing yards?
I don't know if anybody's going to pay him to stick around.
I honestly think he should be a running back. And I'm mad to say that about a black quarterback. You know how I feel about that. But I honestly think that with his running ability that we've seen in Chicago, flashes of, and we've seen in Pittsburgh, I would actually the Taysom Hill stuff that they did down in with the Saints. But the ship has sailed on me being convinced. And Dave, you got a good point that he might need to disappear for a while on a roster somewhere, and then somebody gets hurt and he just flashes and gets that. But you're in the league 5 years, and I get there was turmoil in Chicago, so that
he's had his opportunities. Yes.
Yeah. So and they gave him the Jets gave him the keys to the kingdom. So it's like we brought him in to be the guy. Like we need a mobile quarterback, but I don't know what he's looking at when he drops back. What he's thinking, what he's processing, what he's seeing. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, he's obviously not a very good quarterback. I do think the Ravens would much rather have him than Cooper Rush right now, though. So I think this offseason the Ravens should go sign him as their backup in that offense.
I think it's a really good point you're making, Dave, and I think it makes a ton of sense. He is signed through the 2026-27 season for he signed like a 2-year. I want to say he signed a 2-year, $40 million contract, but $30 million of that came up front. So he's got the Jets have paid most of his money. I don't know what.
Yeah, he's not going to get a big money after that. He ain't getting big money after that.
No, but if you're the Ravens and it costs you whatever, a 5th round, 6th round pick, whatever, and you got to pay him $10 million. They just paid Cooper Rush though, so. I mean, it's moot, I guess, but I don't know. The Fields thing is interesting, and it's almost like he came into the NFL as the player that he is today.
Never developed.
Yeah, he struggles to play conventionally as a quarterback, but the athletic gifts are just so ridiculous that you would think that. Go ahead.
What's the guy? Was it? Help me out, Dave. The basketball player in Philly. That he would never shoot like a jump shot. He would never shoot like a 15-foot
Ben Simmons.
He's like he doesn't want to throw the ball. At least throw the ball. Like throw the ball. Like that's my problem with him. Like I get it. You're anticipating or you're not anticipating or you're throwing guys open, not throwing guys open, but make the play. You're dropping back, holding the ball like you got 1,000 years. These guys are already in the backfield.
He's missing easy reads on clean play designs. The film watch accounts are all showing that. Like it's very clear that he is not currently an NFL caliber starting quarterback.
Yep.
And I thought because of his physical tools and his college production that he'd have an opportunity to grow into that, and he still might, but it's not going to be this year or next year or the year after. Like he needs a lot more time if it's going to happen for him. And I think the time thing is, I mean, this is year 6, I think, for him.
Yeah.
Right. It was 4 years with the Bears, a year with the Steelers. So to me, it's scheme and system. Roll him out, give him half field reads, give him one read, If you don't like that read, if you don't like what you're seeing, run. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I know I'm making it sound super simple, but seriously, roll him to his right, give him half field reads. It's a little easier to block up because he is so mobile. If the guy you're looking at is covered, run. I mean, it is a way they can make some of this stuff work.
Absolutely. Alex asks here, are the Jets going to shop unhappy Garrett Wilson? No, he just signed his second contract. They can't afford to trade him. They should be shopping Breece Hall, though. And Breece Hall, if you're in your season-long fantasy leagues, is a player you should be trying to acquire. Because if they don't move him, he's still going to have some good games. He's still a solid RB2 on your roster. But my God, if he goes to Kansas City or some other good offense, if he goes to Dallas, I mean, it could really be wheels up for him. So try to get your hands on Breece Hall now while people are down on him while still on the Jets, because he could really move to a great situation to close out this season. So there's your weekly fantasy advice, people.
Boy, the Kansas City fit. Ooh.
The last thing on the Jets game for me with the coaching, obviously some boneheaded decisions, or I just didn't get what the down the distance or what the plan was after a fake punt and then doing nothing. And then in the presser getting asked about the quarterback and you kind of like gave that bullshit answer.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know what to think of Aaron Glenn. I'm not about a one and done hire fire guy, but 0-6 is deafening. It's so noisy, like it's deafening. So I don't know.
When the GM that hired Aaron Glenn, is he new as well?
No.
Yeah,
so
he's newer, but I don't think this wasn't year one.
Okay, so that makes Aaron Glenn a very dangerous chance to be a one and done, because the GM brings in Aaron Glenn and brings in Justin Fields, so he could get fired. If that happens, a new GM's going to want to bring in his own coach.
Yeah. They're going to want to bring their own guys in.
And it's like Aaron Glenn's going to have a strong argument. So, yeah, Aaron Glenn could be a one and done here because of that situation for sure. Okay, so we're through two games. But we have a couple more interesting ones to talk about here, starting with the Colts 31, Cardinals 27. In this game, Kyler Murray is out. Rumors that it's a Liz Frank injury, I guess, for Kyler Murray. He might be out for quite a while. So their backup quarterback, Cleve's boy, Jacoby Brissett, comes into the game, goes for 320 yards and 2 touchdowns in a game that they actually probably could have won. It's just that the Colts are definitely better. The Colts are 5-1 and are currently the number 1 seed in the AFC.
Like everybody thought.
Yep. Yeah. Shane Steichen's going to be the coach of the year, unless they fall off.
Yeah. It's crazy.
And the Cardinals, if they have to roll with Jacoby Brissett for the rest, like a long time, Trey McBride, all his stuff shoots up because Kyler Murray has troubles throwing over the middle of the field.
Yeah.
He can do it, but he has trouble with it because he's so short. So if it's only 10% more than a normal quarterback, it's enough to where it impacts somebody like McBride. But also, Jacoby Brissett ain't it. He's a great backup. He can get you 2 wins in 4 games, but he's going to get you 2 wins in 8 games. So,
did you guys see Anthony Richardson injury?
I didn't see it. I don't know if there's video of it, but I heard about it. But
I'm a trainer. And that's a valid injury.
Yes,
it should not happen. And I don't know what he was thinking, doing with those bands. I have 1,000 of those bands all around the house and in the car and at the job, and I don't know what he was thinking.
Do you think the athletic trainer just pulled back on the band and let it go?
I think he just stepped on it and snapped.
Was the athletic trainer the same doctor that stabbed Tyrod Taylor in the chest so that he could get Justin Herbert in there?
Get that guy away from the league.
Yeah. Did you see what happened to the cornerback in pregame too?
Yes.
No.
Oh my God.
Go for it, Scott.
Well, it's hard to describe, but the corner is doing the drill where you kind of you run backwards,
that kind of
and then, like you're tracking a deep ball kind of a thing, and at the same time a tight end's running a route kind of like from the sideline in, and he collides with him like his chin to the tight end's shoulders, and he's literally out, like unconscious as he hits the ground.
Wow.
Like,
got a concussion in pregame warmups.
Yeah. That's insane.
Yeah, it was nuts.
Insane.
Yeah. Yeah,
Now,
that
one
shows
was
how
on
violent
video,
this
so we
game
all could
is.
see that. Crazy.
Yeah. So that's the weirdness there for that game. Chargers 29, Dolphins 27. This is a game the Chargers had to win at the last second. The Dolphins played a much better game here. Devon Achane, 16 carries, 128 yards, 2 touchdowns, other 22 receiving. But the real story out of this game is what happened after the fact, when Tua in the post-game presser basically said that the reason the Dolphins are losing is because of poor leadership. Then Mike McDaniel comes out and says that Tua doesn't really know what he's talking about. And the truth is neither are going to be Dolphins next year.
Yeah, they're done. That whole thing is done.
You're both proving each other's points by talking.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's clear that both of them are correct and both of them are wrong all at the same time.
Yes.
I wouldn't, Scott, and you get me, get me on this. Tua's not a guy I would want to play with at all. Pause. No accountability, zero leadership. Even if the case is the case of him being frustrated and bringing up that stuff, bringing up the locker room outside, like guys aren't showing up.
Yeah.
You're part of leadership, guy. Like you're the guy that says, "Hey, only team meeting. You guys got to show up. If you guys don't show up, I'm narking you or whatever." And when he gets to that podium, he's a me guy. He's a me. It's all about me. I don't care about
I've never
this,
seen
whatever.
that side of him before.
Dude, this is the most I've ever heard him talk ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah, this was.
I get in Alabama, they don't talk a lot because Robbie Saban has a rap on that stuff. But I've never heard Tua. This is much I've heard his voice ever since he's been in the league.
Yeah, and
it's all negative shit. It's all negative shit.
Because this feels almost like a heel turn, like a intentional kind of a thing. Like, okay, you're throwing teammates under the bus. It's weird. It's a strange thing that he did do. I know he apologized for it. He's taken a lot of the brunt of the criticism down there. I don't know what's happening down there, whether it's deserved or not.
He's the quarterback of the team, Scott.
Yeah.
He's the CEO. Wins and losses are on you.
Yeah.
Right? You and the coaching. So, I mean, if he's the quarterback, we're following his lead, and he ain't leading. He ain't leading at all.
Well, so what's he responsible for?
But it doesn't matter. He should say to the media and to the public that he's the quarterback. It begins and ends with him, and he's going to have to work closer with the coaches to come up with better plans, better schemes, and to play better. And then he can go in front of the entire team behind closed doors and be like, Mike fucking blows.
Yeah.
Right? And
but
we all
he's
know
done
it.
that for
right.
a year
and he's going to say,
half.
but we're going to do the best that we can.
If he's done that for like a year and a half and nothing has changed and the media people keep asking questions of him and intimating that it's a him problem.
It doesn't matter. You just keep saying the same. You keep saying the right thing.
To Dave's point, you can't go out there and throw 3 fucking picks and then act like, oh, there's a problem with the guys. No, dude, you threw three picks. You threw 3 picks. Bro.
I get it.
Like, what are you doing?
Well, to be fair, he threw 2 picks and Jalen Waddle threw one to the other team. But yes, so
I get it.
I don't think what Tua said was on its face incorrect. I think the Dolphins as a whole are playing terribly. It's just something he should be saying to the public. That's not going to help the Dolphins.
Yes,
yes,
Dave. And the way you said it, the way you kind of said it, is the way media training works. For him to go out there and say that bullshit to us, and then go in the back and be like, "You saw what I just did for you, fucking assholes! I just lay on a sword, and you guys got to get behind me on this." Pause.
Yeah. Yes. Now, here's the thing. Paul said it's like a heel turn. I would say that Tua's always been a heel, because if you're Polynesian from Hawaii and you choose to go to Alabama to play college football, you go on your campus visit, you take a look around, and you go, "This is where I belong." That's the heel turn. Like, so wait, that is the heel turn. Right. It's like USC? West Coast or Midwest, like Manti Te'o didn't make a heel turn go from Hawaii to Notre Dame, right? But it's like you get to Tuscaloosa, you look around, you're like, you know where I feel at home? I could go anywhere, but I really feel at home.
His thing was winning national titles.
There you go, Scott. That's what I thought. We walked into sort of those trophies and like, hey, I need to be here.
Yeah.
NFL's here. Natty is here. I'm good.
Right.
Yeah.
And so in that case, you walk in, you go to Tuscaloosa, you go to Columbus, and you're like, you know what? Tuscaloosa. Glaring red flag. Right there. Like that is definitely like at a bare minimum, he doesn't understand the problem with Clarence Thomas. Worst case, he's fully on board.
Oh my God.
Wow. Good political kind of thing there.
Right. You see what I'm saying? Like, I get it if you're from down there and you're like, I'm used to this or whatever.
Yeah.
I could even understand. I understand if you're Brock Bowers and you're from California, you go down to Athens. Athens, Georgia is a whole different thing, right? DeAndre Swift from North Philly goes down to Athens. I get it. You're kind of close to Atlanta. I understand how that could be. Hawaii to Tuscaloosa?
That's like what's the receiver on the Panthers? The guy that can't catch all of a sudden, Leggett or whatever his name is.
Oh, Zachary Leggett.
That's like him going to Boston or New York. It's like
Would never work.
Yeah, it's like
it'd be something very. Or I would say for him to go like Texas A&M, right? So it's like, okay, you're from the Low Countries. You're the most Low Country person anybody's ever heard speak in their life.
Yes,
and you're going to Texas A&M. Texas ain't like that. Texas A&M ain't like that, right? It would be like that. Like, bro, what are you doing? Yeah. So I've never been high on Tua for that reason. It's always been like that's not something I respect a decision somebody making. If you're from the area, you stay in the area, you're used to the culture, I get that. But like Moana's not moving to Tuscaloosa.
Okay.
Paul says, odds that McDaniel gets another NFL gig after all this. Almost zero, because he's the type of person NFL people hate.
He's analytical, but he can't lead a team of men.
He's too nerdy with the analytics. Dan Campbell's also very analytical, but he's got the Dan Campbell thing going with it. Mike Vrabel's very analytical, but he's got the Mike Vrabel thing going with it. Mike McDaniel looks like he's about to get shoved into a locker.
He would be a great offensive coordinator. Yep. Kind of for a specific kind of coach.
Yep.
You know, a defensive-minded coach.
That's his next stop.
Yeah.
That's his next stop. He seems to me very soft-handed.
Like DeMeco Ryans, I'd love to run your offense.
Yeah, some shit like that. Yep.
Yeah, that'd be good. I also think, given his personality, he needs to be able to get players that will appreciate him. Because I don't think he's particularly soft-handed. He just isn't going to. He's just not Rex Ryan. He's not going to scream in your face like a lunatic.
Yeah.
I think he'd be a great college football head coach at a not elite but not destitute program. You put him at like Iowa. I think he'd be amazing somewhere like that. Oregon State.
Yep.
UCLA. I think he'd be great at a place like that where he could really build the entire team's culture to sort of match his sort of Berkeley.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, something like that. Because I think that the players that would resonate with him would really, really resonate with him. And if he could pick a team of those guys, he could overachieve relative to the talent that he gets.
Yeah. Yeah.
So don't go to Michigan State. Okay. Next game, Patriots 25, Saints 19. The only reason I have this game on here is that Scott owes Drake May an apology.
We're waiting, Scott.
You're going to keep waiting.
Jeez.
We still need. It's a too small a sample.
Wow. But Jackson Dart?
I think Scott's trying to make a point here about what I said about Jackson Dart. Is if we haven't seen Drake May for over a season, he wasn't the third overall pick, and
that's not what I'm saying.
Yeah, Scott. We need answers.
The sample size is one game too small because I was too lazy to write the letter. So it's going to come next week. We just need one more game.
That's a good one.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Steelers 23, Browns 9. Now, I have a point to make about this game. It's got nothing to do with the game itself. Nobody cares about these teams. The Steelers like 5-1 or whatever. Who cares? Cleveland played the week before in London. They had to come back and play at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh was coming off a bye. This sort of rest imbalance is a competitive disadvantage for the Browns, and the league cannot allow this to happen, especially for interdivision matchups.
Yeah,
Like,
I agree.
that rest advantage is probably worth 3 points on its own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the league, like, the computer can solve this. So don't allow this to happen. For one, I think everybody should have a bye after going to Europe, period. I don't understand coming back from Europe and playing the next Sunday.
Yeah.
That's the greed. That's the greed of the NFL. That's greed.
Yeah, but you can't come back from Europe, go play a divisional road game against a team coming off a bye.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems poorly planned.
Yeah. No one's talking about how bad Dylan Gabriel is.
Oh, that's not true.
he looks like warmed up dog shit.
So here's the thing for Dylan Gabriel. Dylan Gabriel is a fourth round pick who clearly has limitations, who everybody has as a ceiling outcome is a career quality backup. His ceiling is Gardner Minshew. His ceiling is Chase Daniel.
Yeah.
With those expectations, he looks perfectly fine.
Yeah, that's fair.
Especially because they damn near won the game in London in his first start. And then had the situation I just talked about, having to come off the trip to Europe and go to Pittsburgh, of all places, and play on the road a little bit later.
You can't throw for 200 yards plus in the NFL and not score a touchdown.
Oh, yeah, you can.
No, I mean, I know it can be done. But what I'm saying is, like, if you're going to go up and down the field like that, at least score a touchdown. One touchdown.
I think players of the caliber to which we expect Dylan Gabriel to be, that's perfectly fine. Dylan Gabriel,
he's a clipboard holder for a long term.
Yes, he is going to be the Chase Daniel winner of the next decade, where he's going to make $100 million and start 14 games.
Chase is that's a dream career in the NFL.
Yes, it is.
And in the right situation, he could have a Case Keenum year because he's accurate with the ball. He's just a bit undersized, but you put him in the right situation, a lot of dome games, some good receivers. He could go 12-5 and take a team to the playoffs out of nowhere if he had to. Sure. But he was never drafted to be the man, right? You don't get drafted in the fourth round with expectations that you're going to be great, especially when you have the physical limitations. And Dylan Gabriel started, I want to say, 4,000 games in college. It's not like he's an unknown quantity.
He did play a lot, yes.
Like Dylan Gabriel, I think, had 2 full seasons of starting done before the pandemic.
It seems like he's been around for a long time.
Dylan Gabriel was born in 1989. I don't think
Did
anybody
he have a stop? I know he was at Oklahoma and then he ended in Oregon, but was there something in between?
He started at UCF.
Okay.
UCF, Oklahoma, Oregon. And so, like, we know what he is. We know what he expects to be, what he plans to be. And so I think he looked fine given that. Cleve's right in an absolute sense. He didn't play that well. But as far as what we expect from him, I don't think it was that big of a deal. Panthers 30, Cowboys 27. That's it. That's the joke.
Okay.
I'm waiting for the punchline.
George Pickens was fun.
Yeah, the Cowboys offense is pretty fun here. George Pickens, 9 catches, 168 yards, and a touchdown. Dak, 25 of 34, 261, 3 touchdowns. I mean, he played fine. The problem is their defense. Rico Dowdle was talking mad shit all week. Mad the Cowboys cut him after a 1,000-yard season. He's talking to the media. He's talking on social media. You know, he's talking privately. They let him go for 239 scrimmage yards.
Yep. I think he came in with a chip on his shoulder. You think?
But even then, at some point, you just got to late hit him. Like, you cannot let him talk like that and then run all over you. Like, as he's gone out of bounds, you got to send him flying into the bench one time, take the penalty. Like, you got to let him know that you're here and not just going to let him do that. But they can't because they're so soft.
Yeah.
The Dallas defense is the worst defense in the league.
Yeah.
The Panthers are 3-3 and might have to turn to Andy Dalton anyways because Bryce Young has looked that bad.
Yeah.
Do we really think he's looked that bad?
Yes.
Because hasn't he led them to 2 fourth-quarter comebacks 2 weeks in a row? Maybe because he has looked so bad and he's put him in a hole.
No, I think it's having to do the comebacks. It's for me. I can't speak for Dave. It's like you're not decisively winning games. You got to scratch and claw. And I noticed it's the NFL and it's the parody of it. But for me, at least, it's that he doesn't look great because they have to always climb back into games and kind of fight it out. So that's what it is.
To me, the telling sign here this year is that he can't get the ball to Ted Arroyo. He doesn't want to be called Ted. I got to break that habit because he doesn't want to be called that. But Ted Arroyo McMillan. McMillan has 2 touchdowns in this game and scored 16 fantasy points.
Yeah.
Get him the ball. But Bryce Young can't do it. He's open. Like, he's not covered all the time. My man is running open. And Bryce can't get him the ball. They might, at 3-3, they might be thinking, we can get a wild card spot here. If Andy Dalton gives us a better chance to win, we just have to make the switch.
I can't believe Andy Dalton's still in the league. Whew.
Yeah, he's only 2 years younger than Dylan Gabriel.
Young was 17 of 25 for 199 yards and 3 touchdowns in this game.
That's horrific.
Yeah.
200 yards on 25 attempts is not going to get it done against anybody but the Cowboys.
But you see what I'm saying about the touchdowns? He had three touchdowns out of that.
Yeah.
Touchdown. Less than 200 yards.
And he threw 2 touchdowns last week with 198 yards passing against Miami.
And how many attempts?
30.
But it lends to my point.
Trash.
It lends to my point, Dave. It lends to my point without Scott. It lends to my point where saying he's not winning games decisively. He's not in a sexy fashion. They're just getting over.
Yeah.
They're just getting over. And that ain't gonna cut it.
Right. And they recognize that. And they might be like, well, you know what? Andy Dalton gives us a better chance to win. We might be able to squeeze out a 9-8 and make the playoffs.
Yeah.
And if you're Dave Canales, that's probably job security for 2 more seasons.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Which means you could also probably get the quarterback of your choice. Yep. To try to get more security. I mean,
well, this would be the second time you had to bench him.
Yeah.
Can you go? Boy.
No, that's going to destroy that kid. That's going to destroy that kid's psyche.
Yeah, that's tough because that might be it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or it's it for him in Carolina, which Canales might want.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Seahawks 20, Jaguars 12. This game sucked. Real letdown for the Jags come off the big win over Kansas City. But the argument I want to make is that if the season ended today, Jackson Smith and Jigbo should be the MVP.
I don't think it's close, Dave. I think you're right. He runs routes in a league full of guys who run routes just at a ridiculous level. The way they move, the sharpness in which they can turn and cut and all that. Like he does it at a level that's unmatched and not close to anybody else. He is an amazing route runner.
Yes.
I thought it was interesting. He just decided he was going to run past a defensive back who thought, he's just running a vertical. I could catch him. No, you can't. So there's that too. He's got speed. But it's just snapping stuff off and leaving defenders and just kind of flailing and falling all over themselves to try to stay on their feet. And he's just like, I'm going to turn around, just catch the ball, and it's cool.
Yep.
Easy. It's easy for me to do this. Yeah. I mean, his coming out party is we're watching greatness unfold. We are.
He has been phenomenal. 42 catches, 696 yards, 3 touchdowns. And the thing for him, too, is that this speaks to kind of the thing we were arguing about Cole Kmet a couple weeks ago. JSN is not getting these targets 6 yards downfield, 8 yards downfield.
No.
His average up the target is like 15 yards. He's getting passes way downfield and catching them at a very high rate. So I think without question, he's been the best player in the league, certainly best offensive player in the league so far, and should be the MVP if the season ended today. I don't think that'll hold. I think a quarterback will run him down by the end of the season. But when you think the Chiefs are losing a bunch and Lamar's hurt and Josh Allen certainly isn't better than JSN right now, and Dak's team can't win a bunch, like all of a sudden the quarterbacks have kind of fallen off. So
Baker.
It's like, is
Jared
it
Goff.
Baker? Is it Baker, Jared Goff, or JSN? At this point, to me, it's JSN. So,
yeah.
And then, the Seahawks look fine. The Jaguars up and down. Last week, Cleve, we saw everything I said about Trevor Lawrence. It's who's got a ton of talent. He's going to put it together. And then he comes out in this game and looks like dog shit. And it's just like, bro, can you 2 games in a row one time?
Yeah, he fucks up a lot of parlays.
Yeah. Trevor Lawrence, can you be good 2 games in a row one time challenge?
Yep.
Oh, that offensive line just sucks for him right now. But
yeah,
like,
true.
You gotta,
Also, Travis Hunter played a lot more defense in this game because he had to.
Yeah.
And I think it was to the detriment of the offense. I think they should just make him an offensive player.
Yeah,
because the true key to their success, because Lawrence is on a second contract, is going to be Trevor Lawrence.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Unless Travis Hunter is Patrick Surtain again on defense, he's better off on offense being a George Pickens level player to Brian Thomas's CeeDee Lamb than being a good second tier corner if that's where he ends up being, because you need Trevor Lawrence to develop or everybody's getting fired.
Yeah. Yeah. That trade is going to look worse and worse as we go if he doesn't get established on one side of the ball as a pretty premier player.
Yeah. Also, if Jackson Dart does end up being like a Pro Bowl franchise quarterback, the Browns and Jags will have both lost this trade. The Jags for trading back, and then the Browns for passing on Dart twice.
Yes. It's an incredible thought.
That would actually be kind of fun. I think I'd rather see that than the crash and burn, honestly. Rams 17 and Ravens 3. The Ravens are a dead team walking until they get their people back.
Yeah.
They are literally they're the XFL champions. They'd win the XFL, but that's it. They'd finish 4th in the Big Ten.
It's a rough thought, but they are not good.
They're like the Penn State of the NFL.
Yeah.
Like you thought they'd be good. You thought they'd be good. Turns out everything went wrong. They're horrible. Their coach will get fired, but
Lamar, he's not rushing back, bro. He's take his time now.
He'll be back after the bye. He's coming back week 9. He'll be back
in 2 games, yeah.
For what though? For what?
They are, up until this game this week, they were still the betting favorite to win the division.
Yep.
And they're still only slight underdogs in Pittsburgh because their schedule down the stretch is very easy.
Okay.
He could come back week 9. They might lose 2 games the rest of the season, end up being the 3 seed and win the division. And just be ready to go for the playoffs. Yeah. Yeah. In fact, I saw a Lamar 40-1 MVP bet out there, and I didn't take it, but I think after the show I'm going to take it. Because if he comes back and they just rip it through,
it's because of him.
It's because of him.
Yeah, yeah.
And like, well, his numbers. Well, sure, he was hurt. But then he comes back, rips them through. They win the division by 2 games and the number 2 seed out of nowhere. And it's like, well, clearly it's because of Lamar Jackson. Boom, he's the MVP. I think at 40-1, that's a fair bet. Puka Nacua gets hurt in this game. He's not going to play in the London game this week. So, sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's having a great season. Hopefully he'll be back after the week 7 game, but that's that. Packers 27, Bengals 18. The Bengals played a lot better in this game than I thought they would.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it speaks to the Packers not being anywhere near as good as they looked against the Lions a week.
Agreed.
I don't know who they are.
Yeah. It could be that the Packers played in their competition. You know, they tied with Dallas. They sort of struggled with Cincinnati, but they're just up for the Lions in week 1. They might just be a team that meets their competition where they're at, which makes them dangerous, but also means it limits their ceiling because they're not going to go 15-2. They're going to lose a bunch of bullshit.
Yep, they're going to lose games they just should not be losing. Yeah,
and this could have been one of them. Also, Jamar Chase is quarterback independent. Jake Browning doesn't matter. 10 catches, 150 yards, 2 touchdowns. Joe Flacco doesn't matter. 10 catches, 94 yards, touchdown.
Yeah.
You could put Justin Fields on that team, and Jamar Chase is going to get 10 catches, 94 yards, and a touchdown. It would be all 94 yards the team passed for, but he'd still get it. Raiders 20, Titans 10. I actually forgot this game happened. I went back and watched the YouTube 15-minute condensed version. That's 15 minutes of my life I'm never getting back. the Raiders only won this game because of the opponent they played.
Yeah.
The Raiders were the second worst team in the NFL this weekend, behind the Titans.
Yeah. Yeah.
The big news out of this one, of course, is that Brian's head coach and Nepo baby Brian Callahan got fired, thus continuing the streak of first overall quarterbacks coaches get fired in the first year.
Yeah, it was coming.
They did say they might hire Arthur Smith.
No. Like that can't happen, can it? No way.
If the owner likes him, he thinks Mike Vrabel ran him off or something.
I guess.
I hope not. I would like to see the Titans get some fresh young offensive mind to pair with Cam Ward.
Yeah.
And a good quarterback coach, because he needs it. He's got talent, but he definitely needs a lot of work. He's far away.
Yeah.
from where he needs to be. You can see the talent there for sure, but he's a little far away.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on the Raiders here, Scott?
What do you think JNT looked like? He continues to get assaulted in the backfield when they hand the ball off to him.
75 carries on 23 yards against the Titans is not the best.
It's not the best. They just, Jeff Simmons is a problem. I mean, he clearly is an electric running back, but they're just, the blocking stuff is just killing. They're just killing him,
The Raiders took him with the 6th overall pick. Disaster. They could have traded back to the 10th pick for him. Do you think that they could trade him now to a team that can contend and needs a running back for a first and second round pick?
No. I don't know that they could get a 1 and a 2. Do you think they could?
I think Gentry's shown enough proof of concept that this is not Travis Etienne or Najee Harris. This is Jahmyr Gibbs, Bijan Robinson.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the teams that could really use a player like him, like the Commanders. With the Commanders trade, Ja'Cory Kresge merit a first-round pick and a second-round pick for Ashton Gentry right now.
They probably should.
That's what I'm saying. I think the Raiders should be thinking outside the box here. Be like, how do we recoup on this? Like, we shouldn't have done it, even though the player worked out. What can we do here? They should be looking for something like that. So Paul says the problem is that pick would be late. I mean, that's true, but that's sort of the penalty you pay for making the pick in the first place.
Yeah.
I can't think of a team that. Oh, a team that would trade their first round pick for him this year, where the pick might not be that late.
The Cowboys.
No, the Ravens. If the Ravens, because you make the straight postseason, not during the season, right? Because the Ravens have Derrick Henry. But through the season, the Ravens finish 9-8 and they're picking 16th. And the Raiders we'll give you Ashton Gentry for first round this year, second round next year. And the Ravens just replace Derrick Henry, Ashton Gentry immediately. Raiders get their pick back.
Yeah, I suppose.
I feel like teams don't think enough about the assets that they're holding and how to get the most out of them, because I don't think the Raiders having Ashton Gentry for 4 years, then doing the roster bullshit you can do with these rookies. Will they make the playoffs one time in his rookie contract?
Who knows?
Well, if they don't,
it's tough.
What's the point?
It's tough out there. It is.
Right. Yeah. So, I think he's shown enough to show that he is, the sort of player we thought he was, and they need to look to do something with that. Now, they won't, of course, because no NFL team has the balls to do something like this.
Yeah.
Which is why somebody really should hire me as a GM. I would have the best assistant GMs in the world. Be Scott, be Matty Ice, be Cleve, be Paul, and 3 really successful sports bettors.
It would be fun.
Yeah, that would be it. That'd be it. And also, Cleve would be the one that speaks to the media. Like, we want to talk to the GM.
Perfect.
Here's Cleve. I'm
Yeah.
That
busy.
would be perfect.
Yeah. I'm media trained, bro.
Buccaneers 30, 49ers 19. Baker Mayfield 2 touchdown passes, playing out of his mind. If Cleve wants to argue he's the MVP right now, you're not getting much of an argument. He's playing great football.
He should have a wheelbarrow right on the sideline, right where he sits. Just sit down in the wheelbarrow, because at some point he's gonna need his balls to get him off the field.
Well, here's the problem. this coming Monday night, we have Lions versus Bucks. If you have like Dan Campbell's balls and Baker Mayfield's balls in the same area, will like rip a hole in the space-time continuum? Is that how like new dimensions are formed?
Probably.
You're gonna create a black hole, buddy.
What's the gravitational effect of just massive cojones like that coming that close together?
He's
We're gonna
playing
have
lights
to get Neil deGrasse Tyson in on this one, or Brian Cox. Somebody.
Could you
Pause.
and no pun intended. That's gonna be amazing. In this game, Baker looked great. However, Emeka Egbuka hurts his hamstring in this game.
Yeah.
So now Mike Evans and Chris Godwin and Emeka Egbuka are out. However, Cameron Johnson and Tez Johnson, Cleve, no lie, is 158 pounds. Are out here making huge plays in the passing game because Baker Mayfield might be taking over for Matt Stafford as a wide receiver kingmaker. It may not matter. As long as you're somewhat competent, Baker's going to get you the football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's I know we're joking around. That's MVP caliber stuff that you make these guys show up. All right.
Yeah.
And we really need to, and I know we've all know that now Baker is a good quarterback.
Yeah.
I think it's time for everybody, Cleve, I think you were there first, but we all need to just really admit that a team cannot just win a Super Bowl with Baker Mayfield. They can win a Super Bowl because of Baker Mayfield.
Yeah. Yeah. I can get behind that.
He's done the Jared Goff thing. It's done. Like
he proved himself. He went out.
I think it was
took his
in
knocks.
some ways. I think it was worse for him.
Yeah.
You got cut from Cleveland. You went to Carolina. It failed. They cut you. The Rams pick you up. They play you 2 days after they pick you up on a Monday night game, which you win.
You shine.
And then you end up in Tampa.
Yeah,
that was the path. Like
to follow Tom Brady.
Yeah. I mean, you couldn't Hollywood script that.
Yeah. Yeah. He's playing amazing. He really is.
Could the Buccaneers team that won the Super Bowl, Tom Brady, have won that Super Bowl if this year's Baker Mayfield was their quarterback?
I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that just yet because Tom is one of one.
I don't know. Mike Evans in his prime, Chris Godwin up and coming. I think they could have. I think they still win it with Baker Mayfield.
Yeah,
they could.
Yeah, so I think just the way people think about him.
I can't believe I'm rooting for a Todd Bowles led team. I can't believe I'm behind that.
That's how good Baker is.
Todd fucking Bowles.
Got Cleve. If Todd Bowles wins a Super Bowl, you might just have to start watching.
Oh man, dude, I might hang myself on this show.
Yeah, it's that would really be something. The 49ers, they're all hurt.
Yeah,
tough opponent. That would think
somebody's got to be that team. Somebody's got to be that team every year. Ravens and 49ers are that team this year. Triage.
Yep. Except for Christian McCaffrey.
That's the irony of that whole thing.
Which I'm telling you, injuries are random, even for injury-prone players. Unless it's a player coming back from a specific injury, getting re-injured, it's all random. Christian McCaffrey's getting 42 touches a game. He's the entire team. He's fine. Everybody else is out.
Yep.
Chiefs 30, Lions 17. So we already talked about the Brandon Branch thing. The game itself was really irritating. All the Lions' best players let him down. Jared Goff lined up wrong on the trick play touchdown. Amon-Ra St. Brown, critical drops. Aiden Hutchinson had a really poor game. And you're not going to beat the Chiefs when your best players play bad. And Scott, 2 games is not a pattern. However, the Ravens game no longer counts in this calculus. The Lions now played 2 good opponents on the road and looked horrible in both games.
Yeah.
And I'm worried it's actually
I thought they were fine in the first half, but it just came unglued in the second half. And I just think that Kansas City's game plan offensively really outsmarted the Lions and what they try to do on defense, to the point where Kansas City just didn't get stopped, and they deserve credit for what they did. But yeah, Dave, it's a good point. I wonder at times if they're still having some communication stuff with some of the younger players on the interior. Specific to that matchup, I think it's such an outlier because they didn't attack down the field. They attacked the edges of the Lions defense by running laterally and forcing guys like Alex Anzalone to have to cover so much ground to get into his coverage responsibility. And by that time, the ball's already out. And Kansas City's cool with like, hey, we just, we're throwing, but we're averaging that's a 4-yard gain for us. It's an impossible play to cover because our guy's in motion and he's running this way, and he's just running into the flat because the way that the Lions run their defense is that the linebacker has flat responsibilities, but the linebacker now has to run with the guy going in motion, and it's it's an impossible ask.
So go ahead.
Good.
So I was going to say the Lions, analyzing this team now is weird this year and last year because it really is, can this team win the Super Bowl? Which is a weird thing. It's a really strange way to be thinking about the Lions. If they're not going to get home field advantage, most likely. So if they have to go on the road even once to Green Bay or to Philly or to Washington or to Tampa or to the Rams or to the Seahawks in the playoffs, maybe one time they can get through. But if they have to do this twice, I don't see this team winning 2 tough games like that.
They're 4-2. They're in the position where they're in first in the NFC North. So
yeah, they're going to win like 11 or 12, between 10 and 12 games and make the playoffs and all that. Like, I'm not worried about that, right? I'm worried about, the Bengals with Jake Browning. That's not a real NFL team when compared to the Lions. The Ravens, it turns out, in hindsight, on defense, weren't either.
Yeah.
Right? We did beat Lamar. They had Lamar most of that game. But on defense, they weren't. So we do have to go to Philly still. We have to go to the Commanders still. So we're going to have more opportunities to see situations like this. But if this is a real thing, if they have to play on the road more than once in the playoffs, they're not going to do it twice.
We'll see. I mean, historically, they've done better on the road, at least with the Campbell over the past couple of years. They're a better road team than they are home team. Whatever that means.
Yes. However, I think that can be noisy when you win most of your games, because then it's like, well, then who did you play in your losses? So last year they got killed by Buffalo, a game I didn't really watch. I was in Japan for that game, but they would have got killed in Buffalo too.
Yeah.
Right. Like that was just a matchup situation.
Yeah.
So are they better on the road, or do they happen to catch Buffalo at home?
Yeah, I don't know.
Right. When you only lose 3 games a year, that could become pretty sticky.
Yeah.
Or pretty noisy there. So not sticky. The opposite of sticky.
Yeah.
For the Chiefs are now 3-3. I don't have their entire upcoming schedule memorized, but I know they play 3 jabronis, and then they're at Buffalo, then they're on their bye. So they should be 6-3 at Buffalo, and then on their bye. So either 7-3 or 6-4, and then their bye, and then they finish out the year. They're gonna be 11-6.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to deal with these people again.
Yep.
And I hate
Rashee Rice is returning.
Rashee Rice is coming back. And I hate this team so much.
New Patriots.
And I don't hate them. I don't hate like the Chiefs, like the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm an issue with the Chiefs, but like Taylor Swift's new album was horrible. Don't like Travis Kelce. Harrison Butker is a jerk. Juju Smith-Schuster's out here running his mouth. Chris Jones yelling at Jalen Hurts about how many passing yards he has when like Jalen Hurts is actively winning the game. They're in victory formation. You know, it's just like I just don't like them. I do not like this current iteration of this team. The free four stuff, like you've got all the stuff going on with ICE and everything happening politically. You're wearing free four shirts. Like the dude was street racing in Dallas.
Yep.
And got a 6-game suspension from the NFL. He's not a political prisoner.
Yeah.
He wasn't thrown in prison in Libya. Calm down. Right. Use your voice for something else that matters. It's like this. Everything about Patrick Mahomes is annoying. Like I'm sick of this team.
Yeah, everybody is.
Right. And it's not like the Packers where I will hate the Packers no matter who plays for them or what they're doing. It's just this iteration of the Chiefs is driving me crazy, and I don't want to be dealing with them in the playoffs again. But that dream that ship has sailed. They're going to be there. They're probably going to the AFC title game again at a minimum, and I'm annoyed.
Fair.
2 games left. Falcons 24, Bills 14. Bills turn to go on the road and lay a stinker against a team they should have beat because 24 points should not be enough to beat Buffalo. In this game, though, we saw what I've been screaming about for years for Atlanta. Bijan Robinson, 19 carries, 170 yards, and a touchdown with an 81-yard touchdown run, plus a bunch of receiving yards. Drake London, 10 catches, 158 yards, and a touchdown. Who knew?
Yep.
Everybody.
You've been saying it for like 3 fucking years. So.
Yeah.
Get the ball to your good players.
Yeah. Please. Yeah.
You can actually win games that way.
Yep. Drake London had a really nice game too.
Oh yeah,
he did. And at the end of the first half, they ran a quick out to get out of bounds to set up a field goal. Like time's running out, right? Drake London, though, breaks the tackle and get up the sideline. He's like 30 yards away from the end zone. There's 3 seconds left on the clock. He decides to go for goal and try to get there and get the touchdown rather than step out of bounds at any point to kick the field goal, right? And I like that decision because I think you need as many points as possible when you're playing Buffalo. I think that's opponent specific. If you're playing Carolina, get out of bounds, kick your field goal, you won't need as many points. You're playing Buffalo, and I mean, they got him out at the 1-inch line, right? The 2-inch line, like the Donald Trump line, like 2 inches, like just right before the goal line.
Boy.
I just got uncomfortable.
Well, I was going to say that might be an appropriate joke, but with the cover of Time this week, I mean, I think everything's on the table now. So, yeah, that's an image I didn't need. Anyways, the point is he got shoved out of bounds. They got no points before the half. Dan Orlovsky is immediately killing him for this decision, which has also helped me think it was the right decision.
Yeah, that's how you know.
That was like the sanity check in real time. Like, what should he have done that? I'm thinking about the Dan Orlovsky's like, what a horrible decision. I'm like, yeah, I should have done it. The Bills skill position players are going to be their undoing this year, I think. Josh Allen is good enough to actually lead them to a Super Bowl with these jobbers that they've got. A lot of wrestling references this week with the jobbers that they've got here. But, James Cook is fine, 17 carries, 87 yards. But Khalil Shakir, 3 for 33. Josh Palmer, 2 for 60, gets hurt. Dawson Knox's catch for 19 yards. Ray Davis, 2 carries, 19 yards. Keon Coleman, 3 catches for 11 yards. These are non-factors. These are not players that you have to worry about at all. I think the Lions have 4 players that would become the best skill player on the Bills immediately.
Yeah. This is where a guy like Jalen Waddle or Olave come in, where it would be like, okay, now you've got, a very reliable, very productive player that slots everybody back down where they belong.
Yeah.
That's interesting if you're Buffalo. But, that requires a trade, so we'll see.
Yeah, and also the Dolphins won't trade Jalen Waddle in the division.
You would not. You would think that they would not.
Yeah, so I don't think he's on the table for them. But Chris Olave would be a great pickup.
Yep, he would be
for them. They need something else there because that's sort of what you saw in this game when Josh Allen was unable for whatever reason to do the Josh Allen thing. There was nobody else to pick him up. There was nobody else.
Yep, to
carry the day.
And Kincaid being out is a large loss for them.
which speaks to the problem because Delta Kincaid being out should not be a large loss.
But it was, yeah.
Mild annoyance at worst.
Yeah. Yes.
Bears 25, Commanders 24. Everybody at the job was mad after this one for us here living in the DMV. Commanders fans, they were talking so much trash Monday going into this game. Oh, the Bears is going to be light work. They're talking about going to bed at halftime to be at work early the next day because it's not going to matter. Cleve, I'm not requesting it yet, but are you at least thinking about an apology letter to Caleb Williams?
Thinking about it. I actually have the pen picked out. Breast Cancer Awareness Month, so
okay. It seems to be very clear at this point that Caleb Williams has turned a corner in his development.
It's the coaching.
It is much, 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 much better than he was last year. This does not mean he's going to still end up proving to be the best quarterback in that draft, or he should have been number one, or anything like that. But it's very clear that he has made a step that Trevor Lawrence hasn't made, Bryce Young hasn't made, Justin Fields hasn't made.
Oh yeah. The pen is in hand. The pen is in hand. Just got to pen it.
Yeah, and there was one play in this game where he threw a 70-yard in the air pass to a double covered room with Dunze, and the announcers wanted to talk about how Dunze was double covered. I was like, can we talk about the pass?
Yeah, if you want to glaze somebody, glaze that kid. Glaze that.
Yeah.
You're going to glaze.
Right. And the other thing in this game, and to me, this also speaks to Ben Johnson. And as a Lions fan, I'm very annoyed that Ben Johnson actually does seem to be this good. DeAndre Swift, who sucks. DeAndre Swift is not good. 14 carries for 108 yards, 2 catches, 67 yards, and a touchdown. Ben Johnson can scheme up yards for DeAndre Swift.
Yeah, but remember, this is against Washington's pretty bad defense. Yeah.
They still got to take that.
Swift.
Yeah.
I was super impressed by the Bears' offense in this game. Also, the weather was horrible.
Yeah.
Too, which I think is the only reason this game was close. I think if they played this game in a dome, I think the Bears won 38-21. So I was super impressed with this. I didn't like seeing this as a Lions fan. To me, this game was the official final proof of concept for what Ben Johnson wants to do with them.
Yeah.
And we're going to see DJ Moore to Buffalo. I think we're going to see DJ Moore moved out of there pretty soon.
Yeah.
Luther Burden has been efficient on his limited opportunities. He's going to get more opportunities. If he maintains 80% of that efficiency on triple the opportunities, that's going to be a smash pick for them as well. So, look, dog just came in.
She's leaving.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We're good.
And then Washington in this game, 3 turnovers. Cleve, last thing here before we get out of here, I do want to bring this up. After the game, Jaden Daniels was sort of blaming everything but himself for the critical fumble in the game. It was a bad snap in the rain, in the shotgun, and then he didn't get a hold of it and tried to throw a handoff into the running back's chest. Ball gets fumbled. Is this similar to the Tua situation, or was this?
Yeah.
Okay, well, there we go.
Every quarterback, right? Every quarterback is the CEO of the team or something like that, right? Is it the coach CEO, or I might have it backwards? In wins, you take the victory. In losses, you stand there and says, hey, I got to play better, or we got to play better, or whatever it is. At any level, and from Pee-wee to the pros. If you're the quarterback there, and we all saw the play in real time, raining, you know that this is slick ball. You gotta get it to where he's here, and that ball is in his chest, bro. Yeah. Oh yes. You can't chuck it in there. It's gonna flop out. So you gotta stand there, even if it's a company line on a cue card. You gotta read the company line and be like, hey, I gotta do better here. I mean, we expect that from a quarterback.
Yeah, I had the same thought. I thought I was being too harsh on him because he's a bit younger and whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I agree with you. That was my thought too. Scott, any other thoughts on this game?
The only thing I took out of that watching that was that it seems to me like Jaden Daniels is very uncomfortable physically, and wants to make things happen with his legs that he can't right now. And I wonder if that was some of the ball handling stuff that was going on, because he's just not, his legs are just not under him. Wearing the big knee brace and all that stuff, I thought that might have been a factor, but I don't know. Outside of that, no, I'm good.
Yeah, so a lot of upsets this week. A lot of inferior teams beating better teams. Bears beat the Commanders. Falcons beat the Bills. Chiefs beat the Lions. Worst teams beating better teams. Shout out to my boy Tony. He'll appreciate that one. So this upcoming week we have another London game. I know the Rams are playing. I don't remember who the other team is. I'm so sick of these games being at 9:30. I would protest and not watch, but it's not going to do anything. So
yeah,
I'll be up and have it on. Clev, final words.
Nothing this week other than it sucks to be a Jets fan.
Evergreen tweet.
And I really got to give you guys grace for not digging it in, because I would, on the other shoe, if the shoe's on the other foot, I know I would be giving you guys shit. But I appreciate both my co-hosts not piling on, even in the chats. Scott gave me a little bit of hope, and then that shit got dashed to the wall.
but just, it's going to be exciting for you guys because it's draft season pretty soon, and you guys are going to possibly have the first pick and have the keys to the whole draft. So you got that going for you.
Yeah. Yay.
Yeah, can't wait to see who the next Sam Darnold or Zach Wilson is. Scott, final words.
I'm good. Everybody be safe.
Yeah, thank you everybody who joined us today. Join us in the chat. Please like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. If you're watching after the fact, be sure to like, share, subscribe. Leave a comment on YouTube. It helps. Paul, Alex, thanks so much for joining us in the chat. We will see everybody next week. Peace.
Laters.